Good morning, Vic here for thepracticalprepper.com. Well, Corbett wrote me, posted up on the YouTube that it was damn well time for another swale video. So, Corbett, here you go. Start this morning by just kind of giving you an overview of where things have been. We have been doing all kinds of projects here. I finished the hen house for the chickens, and then I finished their run up. So now that's all complete. We hadn't had time to get to our hoop house yet, so we're going to throw in another swale, straw bale swale. Excuse me, a straw bale planting area. Short term, so we threw it in. It's about 4 feet wide, about 25 feet long. So we've had all kinds of projects going on. Bring you up to speed here. You're kind of looking at the front of the property, so down below is the main swale. And what we've been doing, you'll probably see some areas that look like they're cleared down there. One thing that's happened over time here, and I haven't had a time to adjust it, was that we had an awful lot of native plants, especially thistles, come in. And I mean, these thistles are as thick as bugs on a bumper in certain areas, and mostly down by the main swale. So what we've been doing here lately, just the past couple days, is getting kind of all of that cleaned up. So in front of here you see the toe swale, and we're looking at kind of the north end of it, and you can see there's a lot of grass, tall grass. That's some rye and other associated bluegrass that we planted with mix. Now, once this stuff browns off a bit, we're going to come in and thatch it down, and may even drive over it with the tractor to bust the seed and push the seed in. What we're going to end up with here is a lot of really good grasses next year, and we're going to try to plant more grass in where all of the thistle is, and hopefully push the thistle and the cheatgrass, which has been a problem for us. Right up there, you can kind of look in the center right there. There's a couple stumps, but that was completely full of cheatgrass, as was that slope. So we've got in with got the tractor and the brush hog in there, and got a hand weed eater, and we just went in there and just knocked it all down. It's a fire danger. So if we keep it short, that really limits the amount of fuel. But what's wonderful is these swales, there's the toe. You can see the main swale down below. These are great fire breaks because everything's green and watered. So we've been in the process the past couple days of thinning out the sage down below and creating a more defensible space between the main road and the start of our property. So we've been kind of bush hogging it up there, trying to just get rid of the fuel. So if some idiot happens to drive by there with a cigarette or a cigar and throws it out a window, I'm not going to have a fire raging uphill. It'll have minimal fuel below, and then it's going to hit the swales, which are green, which will slow it down. And then by knocking down the rest of this stuff, whatever gets lit in between will get slowed down again by the toe swale. Everything in the toe swales is going really well. We're at this point starting to see some rabbit eating some stuff, but there is so much there that they're really not making a dent in anything. So, you know, I'm fine with giving up a little bit, and what I will do is we'll walk down through here shortly. Now, this area right here is where we put vegetable plants, because we were growing them for market, and we sold, you know, a lot of starter plants off. Tomatoes, peppers, and all that stuff. We sold a lot of plants off, but we needed a place to put them, so I threw them in here just as an experiment to kind of see how it was going to go. They've not done real well. And in talking to some other folks, it appears that you know, one of the things is swales are very good for trees and shrubs. Hugelkultur and basically raised beds are much better for planting, for vegetable gardening. So it's an experiment. We're going to see a little more how it goes. I may up the watering. Right now since the last video, we've gone through a real heat spell, which is now hitting the East Coast. But we were in the unseasonable super highs here of, I think here we hit like 102, which is odd for us because at 6,000 feet, we're definitely cooler than actually in Reno. So when that occurred, I went back over to my trusty main irrigation station right here, and I readjusted the timer. So I was getting 30 minutes every day in all 4 zones. And I wanted to dump as much water on it as possible. And I'm seeing some good results. So especially with new swales, something you want to think about is a lot of water. I mean, keep them wet. That helps them get established. And once you do, I think things really start to take off. But you see this big area right down below the main swale, right there. That was completely full of mustard. And so I went in and knocked that down, and we had quail in here by the truckload. I think they were caravanning them in via bus. And they were just everywhere in those fields picking up that seed. So what we're actually doing is opening up areas all through the sage down there, and actually creating a little better habitat for some of the birds, and just for everyone in general. So that's about it from here, and we'll go down and take a little walking tour, and I'll kind of show you where things are now and go from there. See you in a minute. Let's try here at the toe swale. So one of the things we really have to get more done on is to get more of this opened up where we have done some of our actual plantings, other than, you know, this grass right here. I think this is wild rye. So somewhere where we have some of the plants that we want to keep, some of the Siberian pea shrubs and trees and stuff, we need to kind of hospice around that now, because it's gotten pretty inundated. But you can kind of see, this is the first part of that upper toe swale, and you can kind of see how it has really filled in down below, and we've got a lot of the wild grasses that we want to keep. The cheatgrass, which is basically this stuff right here in front of me. That right there is cheatgrass. That's the stuff we have to get rid of. Very high fire danger with it. So we're working on getting rid of some of that. Sunflowers, look at these. They're doing great. There's like 3 or 4 right there. They're doing real well. Some of our other plants were just about ready to hospice them back. We have been harvesting, so I'll kind of show you some of the stuff. This is a bean, and I'm not sure if that's a fava or not. It was part of the bean mix that we had. It had beans and peas and such. Let me see what I can find here. We've harvested quite a bit of daikon. Let's see where. I have a bit of daikon I can pull out for you. Oh, here's yeah, something's been in here. Probably a little rabbit. So here's peas right here. This is actually sugar snaps, and there's quite a few, and we have definitely been eating and dining on those, and they're very good. Actually, there's more pea right here. More peas, and then there's some daikon. Looks like a daikon right here. Alright, so it's going to be about time to start cosping some of this stuff back. And that is a huge flying bug. But that's actually a cicada killer. And feeds on the cicadas, which we've had tons of. Here's more peas, sugar snaps. More peas right in here. There's more on the back side. There's a good shot of some peas. Look at these puppies right here. We just got a ton of stuff in here. And some of the stuff is going to start going to seed. Still really thick, which is part of my problem. See, there's a tree. So this one happens to be an Italian plum. And we need to cospus around that. It needs to have a clear area so it can get sun and so on and so forth. There's more things in here than shake a stick at. Now there's some good peas. Pull one off, we'll try one of these. It's good. They're a little bit woody, but you can see right here there's a ton of them. There's just a ton of peas there. And they're quite tasty. What was that? Sounded like a squirrel. So right now all this rock is right here because, again, some of the other projects, here's mustard. The stuff is just everywhere. And it's really thick. This right here is the face of a spillway. So a lot of this rock on either side is here staged so that I can clear a little bit of this off, throw some grass seed down, and again, this is that thistle. Let me just see how thick this stuff is. We still have to clear more thistle off of here. And all this rock will go on the spillway. And that should greatly help things out. Step over the sill here. So we'll backtrack a little bit. So it looks like, see, this is more of that cheatgrass that we've been knocking down. So some of the other plants are doing really well. That's a false indigo right there. It's doing good. I got a couple up here that didn't make it. This was another false. This is a false indigo here. This one is not in very good shape. We're going to have to spend a little more time, and I may have to throw a little organic fertilizer on it to help it. But this one does real well. So it really is spot to spot, and you are going to lose a percentage of plants. It's just going to happen. It's frustrating, but it's going to happen. Not sure. I hear water. Zone 3 must be on. Let's go down and check. I'm in 4. This is zone 3. We've cleared a bunch of this out yesterday. Yep, this zone is running. So for example, there's an emitter. You can see the water running in my hand. So something you want to do is double check your emitters. I have already cleaned out and repaired a filter. Got a little gummed up, which is what they'll do. You know, I'm thinking that's fava bean. And something was eating a little bit of it. Which I don't mind if they eat a little bit. This is the tree I think I've lost. It's a Fuji. And what happened was we had some really strong wind came up, and right up above there's the hen house. And that's kind of our garden area. And I think it picked up some pieces of plywood and threw them down the hill, and it absolutely took this one and just flattened it. And I've tried to reset it in the ground, and I'm afraid that it's just not going to make it. So again, this is zone 2. I got a second tree over here that's not doing as well, but then you come down to some other trees and they're doing really well. This guy's doing fine. It's an Italian plum. And then a little farther down, I believe this is, you can hear cicada there. Scare the living hell out of you too. Sometimes they won't make a sound. And there he is right there. See him on the branch. So now they shut up. The problem is they shut up until you almost step on them, and then, of course, what's common out here? Snakes. So they make a unique sound that I don't care for much. So what I found is that if you look, right in the middle of that mess is a stake and there's a tree. And you see everything around it. That's got to get cusped out of the way. And we're going to do a chop and drop. And I think what we're going to do is some of like this particular swale right here is pretty well filled in. I think we're going to cospus some of this, and we're going to take it down to some of the swales that didn't get as much seed as they did before, and make sure that they get reseeded this year. So next year they should be looking pretty good. So this is the end of the toe swale. And this one, as you can see by the grass right here, that grass has been munched on. And I'm pretty sure it's rabbits. They come in, but they're leaving my trees alone. Okay, this one is yeah, that's my poplar. And they've left that alone. They haven't touched it. I've got this daikon radish here, and we've got lots of seed pods. So we could actually save it for seed, harvest the radishes and eat those, and then save the rest for seed. So this one we started working on, and we're starting to get things cleared. That's black locust, and we've got black locust and honey locust both. And we bought 3 black locusts that were this, not quite this size, they were a little bit smaller, but they have done really well here. And if our other locusts don't do as well, we may replace them. So I still have a couple things to do. Let me show you. This is the roadway, and you can see where my culvert is. This rock right here, I'm going to take some of this large rock, and it's basically going to put on either sides and in between, and build up an end cap here and one on the other end over there, and that will help reinforce the roadway. And then I can put some more dirt in here, and I won't have as much of this sloughing off, which I find very annoying. I need all the roadway I can get. And we'll do the same thing here. Dig it out, throw the rocks in around it, build up a little section here, and then we'll have the roadway will literally come right over to the edge of the rock. It'll give me a little better turn in here. So here you can see what we've kind of cleaned up. There's a false indigo, doing really well. Now this one is, right, yeah, that's a buffalo berry. We had a couple. We had a buffalo berry, and then we had some sea berry. And unfortunately, I still need to look at them twice to figure out what they are. This guy is not doing as well, and I've got to figure out what's going on with that one. This is an autumn olive, or no, it's a honey locust, excuse me. So this is the other locust I was talking about. This is a honey locust, and the big tall bushy ones you saw that I showed you over there, down here on the end. See if I can zoom down for you. That one, right there with the white socks, you can kind of see it. That's the black locust. Now the black just seemed to be doing better, and this is the honey locust. I was told the honey locusts are going to grow faster, a little faster than the other ones, so I'm not seeing that. But you know, it's location, location, location. Here's a bunch of our other plants. Now these are okay, these are peppers, all different strains, Joe peppers, Anaheims, a bunch of different ones. Oh, this one's setting fruit. Excellent. They're small, but as you can see, they're setting fruit. What is this one? So many peppers here. I couldn't keep track of who's who. I'm not sure. That one's starting to flower for fruit. It's the first one I've seen setting. So they're not doing too bad. I expected them to be taller, but they're not. Some of these are pumpkins. Yep, these are all pumpkins. So I want to see how they're doing. Here's a tomato plant. And you can see it's out in the open. It's right here with everything else, and it hasn't been touched. And that looks like a sauce pepper or a sauce tomato. And these should still be pumpkins or watermelons. This is a baby watermelon. Leaves are curling. Ground is moist. Not sure on that. Not sure. All three of the watermelons here, these three seem to be water deficient, but I know they're right on top of an emitter and they're wet and they're getting 30 minutes a day. Not sure, maybe that's not quite enough. One thing we did try up here, we tried an Oregon grape. It didn't last at all. Right, this is where it was. That's where the grape part is. So whether it died or got eaten, I'm not real clear. There's another daikon. Another daikon. It's half out of the ground. I'll go take it up and see what we can do with it. So the idea of a lot of the stuff that we put in here, this is all edible. So we've got fava beans, we've got different types of peas. I think there's 3 or 4 different types of peas in the mix. So we have a lot of things that we could do. Now, you can kind of see where it looks like there's a lot of plants. A lot of these are the vegetables. This one didn't quite get as much seed on the backside as it should have. So again, we're going to collect seed. We're going to make sure this gets reseeded this year, so we have a really nice production next year. And hopefully, as we keep the weeds down, we keep knocking them, we try to get them out of here before they go to seed and do more damage, and sooner or later we're going to actually catch up on these guys. And my plan is over the years to have less and less thistle and plants that we don't really want in our system. So here's an overview. Remember what date it is. It's 14th, July 14th. So really it's been a month. I think my last report was June 10th. So that's where we're at. Any comments or questions? Please feel free. If you've got ideas and things that have worked for you, I'd love to share what you're doing, and I'll keep sharing what I'm doing. And just as a quick side note, the components I'm using here for this particular water distribution have worked flawlessly. And I would not hesitate to build a second manifold just like this again. Programming is easy. Filter access is quick and easy. You can swap them out, clean them out. And I haven't lost an emitter yet. So with that, I'll sign off here from Reno, Nevada, and we'll try to get another report to you in 2 weeks. And if I don't, Corbett, feel free to knock on the door. All right, see ya.